Hello everyone, welcome to the Viral Report. I'm Lamar. Alright, so it's great to be back. I have had a week of, oh my god, just a nightmare with this video editing software. And now that I have it all under control, I'm at peace. Y'all just don't understand. And I'm still getting used to the live stream. I know I could have live streamed. Plus my career outside of YouTube does not allow me to just rush out videos. So thank you all for being very patient with me. All right, so you didn't come here to hear all that, all right? So Mario Lopez has been in the news with some controversy on some things he said. Now, Mario Lopez, who we all know from hosting the popular celebrity news show Extra, and as Slater from the popular 80s and 90s high school-based sitcom Saved by the Bell.
Okay, I'm ready, guys. Where do you want me to stand?
Well, we thought we'd get a few shots of you playing pool.
Sounds good. Play a little pool, be admired by hundreds of girls. Oh, just another day.
This is demeaning. I'm leaving. In an hour.
Mario Lopez appeared on the Candace Owens show in June of this year, and they really had a nice discussion around various topics. If you don't know who Candace Owens is, she's a controversial conservative media commentator who's always ticking off the black community with her strong support for Donald Trump. Here's a quick clip of her in Cuckooville.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
Did Obama fail with 13 million more Americans on food stamps? Did he fail? Did he fail with 8 million more in poverty 8 years later?
No, he did not fail at all. He did not fail at all. I think what he did was
Seriously?
he made black America a focus. What I want to see, though, is President Trump to show us that black America is a priority for him and to have specifics as to how he plans to do that. There are issues of mental
so
health,
he's skating
education,
around the issue,
healthcare.
and it's okay. I actually like when they do this, have these delusional responses. Just admit that the people, blacks are doing better under the Trump presidency. That's totally fine. But it's this refusal to admit it, and blacks are going to start doing the research, and they're going to start seeing what's going on.
But I don't think he is focusing on the issues that really affect black America. I hope he would, though.
So then you must agree that Obama was not focusing whatsoever on the issues that were affecting black America if you don't think that Trump is right now, because the numbers are in and blacks are doing better under his administration.
I love President Obama, and I don't think we should spend any more time trying to put him down.
I think it's important to show that things are a lot different, and it's important because for so long they have told us that because there was a black president, this meant progress. Progress is not a skin tone. Progress is a number, okay? And for so long we've been convinced, look, he's taking a photo op with Beyonce and Jay-Z. That means absolutely nothing. Chicago got worse while Obama was in office, and he came from there. That's what I mean, you can't dispute the facts
This
here.
is culture.
The Twilight Zone.
While Mario was on with Candace brought up the controversial topic of some Hollywood parents allowing their young children under the age of 5 the authority to change their identity. Yes, okay? Now, Candace used Charlize Theron's adopted black son as an example. Charlize adopted, 2 black kids some years back. So earlier this year, she confirmed her 3-year-old son, Jackson, was indeed now a girl. Now, he had been previously a boy, okay? Now, basically, she was just stating that it was the 3-year-old's decision to switch his identity. So in a recent interview, earlier this year, back, I believe in April, Charlize said, yes, I thought she was a boy too, until she looked at me when she was 3 years old and said, I am not a boy. So there you go. I have 2 beautiful daughters who, just like any parent, I want to protect and I want to see thrive. They were born who they are, and exactly where in the world both of them get to find themselves as they grow up and who they want to be. It is not for me to decide. It was from that day on that Charlize decided to respect the wishes of her little one. Yeah, now, y'all know I'm going to give my commentary a little later on in the video, but I first want you all to go ahead and check out the discussion between Candace and Mario, and I'll wrap up the video with the rest of my commentary.
So there are some weird trends, and one of the weirder ones for me, at least to try to process, is this new trend where celebrities are coming out, and I know Charlize Theron did this a few weeks ago and saying that their child is picking their gender. And this is strange to me just because and they say, oh, I looked at my child was swimming in a bathtub and looked up and said, Mommy, I'm a boy. And that's weird to me because even though I'm not a parent, I nannied for 5 years of my life. And the things that come out of children's mouth, like they say whatever in the moment. You don't know what they've seen on TV, what got in their head.
Right.
And I've had children say they were mermaids. I've had children say they could fly and jump off of a staircase. And thank God I caught him, right? Because he thought he could be Superman. And so I'm trying to understand this new Hollywood mentality where they just think that their children now have the mental authority and
I am trying
clarity.
to understand it myself. And please don't lump me into that whole.
No. I see you're not doing that in your household.
No, I mean, I'm kind of blown away too. And look, I'm never one to tell anyone how to parent their kids, obviously. And I think if you come from
Maybe
a place,
you should though, because you seem to be doing something right.
Well, thanks. You know, and I always say, if you come from a place of love, you really can't go wrong. But at the same time, my God, if you're 3 years old and you're saying you're feeling a certain way, or you think you're a boy or a girl, whatever the case may be. I just think it's dangerous as a parent to make that determination. Then, okay, well, then you're going to be a boy or a girl, whatever the case may be, and it's sort of alarming. And my gosh, I just think about the repercussions later on.
Right.
And
to me, I just see depression because when I was in fifth grade, I don't know, it was this weird thing in fifth grade where me and my girlfriend Molly, like we were tomboys. Like, we just were like, we're tomboys now. So we'd wear like baggier pants, the cargo pants were in, and I tried to make my voice a little bit deeper. 1 year, went to middle school and everything was fine, you know. It was just a phase. And I hadn't gone through puberty yet. Like, you can't make a decision about your sexuality when you're 3 years old. I was in fifth grade.
Well, that's just it. I don't think when you're a kid, at least when I was a kid, I remember kids still think my daughter, some boys have cooties, and that's it. You know what I mean? I don't think you don't know anything about sexuality yet. You're just a kid.
Right. And then making that determination so young, I just see, like, if my parents, when I was like, I'm going to be a boy today, shaved my head, and were like, you've made the decision. I can't even imagine how depressed I'd be once I went through puberty, once I started liking guys, and then having made up my mind when I was in fifth grade. And I think that's a really scary trend that we're seeing coming out of Hollywood right now. And at the core of it, to me, seems like narcissism, like virtue signaling. Like, you just want to say, I'm so tolerant and I'm so accepting that whatever my kid wants to do, they can do.
Yeah, I think as parents need to allow their kids to be kids, but at the same time, you got to be the adult in the situation. Pause with that. And I think the formative years is when you start having those discussions and really start making these declarations. And it's way too young for some of these other. I just personally think it's just way too young.
We're not psychologically there when we're 3 years old. At least I certainly wasn't. And then another thing, and it's not just with the children. I think I read something else, and it might have been on TMZ or something, but who I love, by the way. I love Zoe Saldana. I've been such a fan of her for a very long time. And she gave an interview where she said that in her household, they just switch roles. So
you mean they raise them like genderless?
No, her and Mark Perico just switch roles. So she says that she does the manual labor and like the wires electricity or mounts the TV, and he will do the dishes and stuff, just because her children were wrestling one day and said, oh, we're boys, we want to be strong. So they wanted to teach their children that roles could just be reversed and that sort of a thing. And I thought to myself, well, they seem to have been being boys, wrestling, got boys wrestle. I think that's okay. And I almost think that that's confusing. I just think children are being confused. And
well, it's like I said, because I know other parents who have certain parenting styles that I necessarily don't agree with, but I do know they're good people.
So they're just confusing people and saying, hey, in this room you can pick your gender. I'd be like, maybe stay at Casa Lopez.
Yeah, they don't kick it with those kids.
You know what I mean? It's just a little bit confusing for children.
Yeah, well,
because I really do think that the trend is actually harming children. I'm super protective over children. I think it's a beautiful time to be a child, and you should allow your child to experiment, but to the degree that it has gotten to in society, I just think it's kind of, we're burning the place down a bit.
Well, I think you see it in Hollywood, and obviously they have the platform to sort of promote that
trends.
That trend. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. I don't know if it's catching on everywhere, but you are seeing it, which is surprising. Yeah.
Hated it.
And remember, this video discussion took place in June of 2019. Fast forward towards the end of July 2019, and this thing goes viral. It goes all over the place. It's a social media discussion, okay? You know, and the trans community, they were just in their feelings, still are in their feelings, okay? And in my opinion, Mario said nothing wrong here. He basically stated his opinion and was quite respectful around the subject matter. I don't personally believe a 3-year-old has the mindset to understand what it means to change his or her identity. Maybe if he or she was 16 years or older, I could understand that. You know, they kind of know themselves a little bit better than when they was 3 years old, or actually a lot better, you know? I mean, this whole thing is crazy. And when was the last time you saw a celeb who were adopting a Chinese or Russian kid come out and say that their kid was transitioning as a transsexual? Oh, go ahead. I'll wait. You won't see one. This entire free parenting style is just ass backwards, you know? And since, you know, this is deeply rooted into the Hollywood circle, Mario Lopez had no choice but to come out and issue a statement apologizing for his honest opinion. After the trans community and the media started coming out to Mario Lopez, what does he do? He issues a public apology. And what does he say? He said, the comments I made were ignorant and insensitive, and now I have a deeper understanding of how hurtful they were. I have been and always be an ardent supporter of the LGBTQ community, and I am going to use this opportunity to better educate myself. Moving forward, I would be more informed and thoughtful. Thoughtful on what, Mario? You didn't say anything wrong. Who's buying that apology that Mario put out? Not me. Nope. He did that because he was worried about losing his current jobs as well as his future business deals.
You should use your platform more, because there needs to be more of a normalizing of the political discussion.
Well, I thank you, first of all. And I agree. I think there does need to be. Unfortunately, I think you suffer consequences in this business if you don't fall in line. And so, and unless you're doing that, then you're not really kind of in the club or celebrated. And so I just don't, I just choose not to go there. But in my own way, I think that's the best I can do without damaging any sort of future employment or business opportunities. Unfortunately.
Mario pulls in a reported $6 million a year as the host on the show Extra alone. He wasn't about to mess up that check. And I see a lot of people bashing him for apologizing when any one of you all would have done the same thing. You would have issued a forced apology that you did not mean, or you can go home and tell your wife and kids you lost your job because your pride wouldn't allow you to issue an apology. Therefore, your $6 million annual salary has been flushed down the drain. Yeah, take that home to your wife, and you'll have a whole heap of trouble when you arrive home. You'll probably find a common sense skillet being beat across your head. So y'all let me know in the comment section below. Do you think Mario Lopez said anything wrong in his interview? Do you think he should have apologized? Do you think a 3-year-old has the mindset to make the choice to change his or her gender? Let me know. Oh man, we about to get this party started. If you made it this far in the video, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe, like, and that notification bell. It ain't a party until you subscribe. I love you for watching, and I'll see that beautiful face in the next one.